This new home audio upgrade I think is really going to bring my system to life. So right now I'm currently using these smaller Pioneer speakers as well as these Sony speakers. I'll leave the actual model number down below in the description of what the speakers are, but they have a dedicated tweeter and I think they're using about a 3-inch woofer, which has been working fine, but I have been wanting some bigger speakers with a little bit more low end, and I just so happened to be gifted these B&W speakers, and I think that these will definitely be an upgrade. So the center speaker also has a dedicated tweeter and it has a 6-inch woofer, so it's about double the size of the woofer that was on the Pioneer speakers. And now for the left and right channel speakers, they also have a dedicated tweeter and they have two 5-inch woofers. So just by looking at these speakers, I do think it's going to be a pretty good upgrade, and they definitely look a lot more beefy than my old speakers. And if we take a look at the frequency response, the center channel speaker goes all the way down to 71 Hz at the -3 dB point, and the left and right channel speakers go all the way down to 80 Hz at the -3 dB point. And that's a lot better than my previous speakers that I was using. But that's not the only new thing that I got. I also got a new receiver, and it's the same brand receiver as my old one, but I do think that this one is going to be quite a bit better, as it looks like that this offers a lot more features than my old receiver, and my old receiver was a pretty good one, but I do think that this one is going to be quite a bit better. So I think that these new speakers plus the new receiver is going to go great with my subwoofer, especially that these speakers offer some low end, and that would definitely help out with blending into my subwoofer, and I'm hoping that they'll have quite a bit more clarity too. So now let's install the speakers and then we'll do a sound test. The microphone really won't do my system justice. It sounds a lot better in person than it does on the microphone, and I'm also still setting up my receiver, so my system is going to keep sounding better as time goes on. But a big improvement from this receiver to my old receiver is the frequency response, because this receiver goes all the way down to 10 Hz, and I'm not really sure what my old receiver went down to, but it definitely doesn't go as low as my new receiver. And that's good, because for my subwoofer, I don't have to eliminate the higher frequencies as much with my equalizer, so that means that my subwoofer can be a lot louder, and it's definitely noticeable. Because because with my speakers, I like to have a pretty even frequency response, and that was a problem with my old receiver, as the lower notes like 30 Hz and all the way below, it had a drop off. But with the new receiver, those lower notes are definitely a lot louder, and my subwoofer's response is definitely a lot more flat, and it's even such an improvement that I don't really have to use an equalizer. I could if I'm trying to really smooth it out, but it's still pretty smooth even without it. The next thing that was a pretty nice improvement is the sound quality. Now this is a noticeable upgrade, and there's a lot more sound options for this receiver compared to my last receiver. So just depending on my taste and how I want my speakers to sound, there's definitely a lot more options with this new receiver. But I also like the fact that I can control all the speaker settings from the receiver itself, so I can change which speakers I want louder. It also has some EQ settings I can change too, and just a whole bunch more settings. But with my old receiver, if I wanted to change any of the settings, I had to plug it into a monitor or TV and then change the settings, and that was kind of a hassle for me. The new receiver also makes my speakers louder too. Now of course I did get new speakers, so it is going to be louder, but I can just tell that my satellite speakers are playing louder than my old receiver, so that's definitely an upgrade too. There's not really anything that I can think of that was a downgrade for this receiver. So now my home audio system is sounding a lot louder. My subwoofer is definitely sounding a lot louder and a lot better, but also the sound is sounding a lot cleaner too. This was definitely a major upgrade for my system, and you can upgrade your speakers and all that, but if your receiver is not putting out a good quality sound, then you're not going to be too pleased as you really could be. If you guys have any ideas for videos I should make about this system, please leave it down below in the comments. And it looks like you reached the end of the video. I appreciate all y'all for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something new today, and I'll see you on the next video.